Hey everyone, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's Harry from Hotspur TV back with another match reaction video. Brighton 2, Tottenham 2. So in my opinion, that was a great result. If you look at our previous record of Brighton, it's not that good. I mean, we were 2-0 up last year and we lost 3-2. The reverse happened this time. We were 2-0 down and we drew 2-2. So on the face of the circumstances, the 2-2 draw is good in that respect. But also, for me, long term, I would take a point at Brighton. I think we need to learn to kind of stem the tide of like a bad run at like an away ground, because and in doing that, a draw is actually like a good result. For example, we've got obviously going to play Arsenal in a few months. I'd happily take a draw as much as I want to win the derby. I'd happily take a draw just to build some confidence going into like that sort of ground. But at the Amex, we found it difficult, and today was like another game like that. Even though I think this is our best performance so far under Frank, and it's the most together I've actually seen us all season, like as a team. But let's go through the starting lineup. As usual, Frank made a few changes because we did just play a Champions League game, and we do also have Doncaster midweek where I think he'll make wholesale changes. But he made some changes, some surprising, some not. But of course, Vicario was in goal. Now, not the big surprise, but Udogie got his first start in a long time on the left, which meant Spence dropped to the bench, and Porro retained his place on the right. And obviously Van der Ven and Romero picks itself in the middle of defence. But the midfield, which is an option for debate really about what midfield three you're going to put in. And I think Frank is kind of do it based on circumstance. So in general, he's picked 3 of the 4 of obviously Bergvall, Sarr, Paulinho, Bentancur. That's seemed to be his go-to. Now today he picked Paulinho, Bentancur and Bergvall. Now I imagine his thinking was we're going to actually have less of the ball and Brighton will come at us more, which didn't turn out to be the case. Actually, we'll go on to that in a bit. But those 3, I think on paper was the right choice. I don't think Bergvall had a good game and maybe should have taken him off. But anyway, that's another discussion later on. And the front 3, Xavi dropped to the bench and Odegaard got his first start, which I kind of viewed as like his chance to kind of stake a claim for his left wing spot, because that's the one spot on the pitch where I think we kind of don't, at least in attacking ways, we don't really have like a earmarked player, right? Xavi's played on the left there. Johnson's even playing on the left, and he did come on later on the left. And Odegaard, Richarlison, who seems to be Frank's go-to striker at the moment, and Kudus, which is probably the only position which kind of picks itself right now. So despite all the possession in the first 5-10 minutes, we conceded, and then we conceded again. Romero kind of played him on side, if I'm being honest, but it was very close. So we were 2-0 down, but we did, thankfully, just before half-time, get a goal back, so made it 2-1, which did kind of set us up for the second half. And it was all Tottenham. I mean, Brighton just kind of played on the counter, but it was all Tottenham, and we fully deserved to draw at least 2-2. Some people may argue that we deserve to win, but like I said, I'll take the point. I didn't want to win. It's just, I'll take the point. We have a really bad record at the Amex. But overall, talk about players' performances. I thought Udogie on his first start in a long time, I thought was brilliant. Van der Ven was his usual top self. Romero, as people know, I'm not a massive fan of Romero. Like, he's good, but I don't know, I'm a bit of a iffy about him. But I thought he had a decent game. Porro was probably our best attacking outlet, I thought, especially in the first half. Now, the midfield 3, in theory, like I said earlier, it was the right midfield 3 to pick, because we, like many other fans, would have thought like Brighton would have most of the ball, especially in at home. So playing Bentancur like a solid base, even though I thought Bentancur kind of pushed a bit more. I thought they all had okay games, but with Bergvall, I'm sorry to say this, but I didn't think he had a good game at all. He gave the ball away a lot, and I feel like this is part of the problem in midfield. And he did kind of not set up the Brighton second goal with the strike from whoever his name was. And I do think Vicario should probably save the second goal, but gave the ball away and they scored straight to the play and they scored. And the front line, I thought Richarlison, I know he got his goal. He was all right. He didn't have many chances though. And obviously, you know, Kudus was his usual self. I think he probably was, again, like 8 out of 10 player. And on the left, Odegaard, I don't feel like he took his chance. There was only really one instance where I felt like he made an effect on the game, when he went down the left in the second half and drove down and then put a ball in. but I don't think he was that great. I think we played it very safe. But obviously, Xavi came on late on, which was needed at 2-1 because we needed to get a goal. And I thought he was like our best option at number 10. Bergvall stayed on because he took off Bentancur and put Bergvall further back. And I've noticed this with Frank. He has to leave Bergvall or like Danso on because he wants to still leave that long throw option. And I think those two players are the earmarked long throw option players for this moment, which I think is one of the reasons why Bergvall has been used so much, because he can do that. And obviously this is something that worked on in training. I thought Johnston came on and did nothing, even though I was one of the people calling for Odobert to come off. And he didn't take his chance again, and which is why the left-hand side is such an issue for us. And Spence came on late on, and I felt like Frank made that change to kind of make sure we didn't concede, because Mitoma was giving Porro a lot of problems, even though Minte was the one who scored for them. But yeah, I thought 2-2 is kind of a fair result. I'm happy with the performance. And like I said, I think this is the first game where I finally felt like we've sort of clicked. And we've got Doncaster on Wednesday, which I fully expect us to win, even with the tons of changes. And I expect the players that are on the bench today to be the first teamers. In other words, Sarr's going to play probably against Doncaster now because Bergvall played against Brighton. And we'll probably see Gray, who came on in midfield, probably play in midfield. And Danso, Davies, Spence will probably play because he didn't start today. And, we'll see like a wholesale changes, I think. We just have to carry on getting results. But I'll take the point. It's our first draw of the season. And considering, like I said, our record at the Amex, a point's a great result. And come on, you Spurs.